Hi you guys and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Misha. If you were returning, thank you so much for coming back. Today we are going to start working on my best friend, my soulmate, my everything's son's birthday present, okay? He is turning 1 year old. I'm super excited. And she's having like a farm themed birthday. Now, I have made him since his conception, since his baby shower. I don't really know. But she likes cow theme, like the Highland cow theme. So I've made him a Highland cow theme blanket. And now I want to make him a fluffy Highland cow. Now I want to make like a pretty good size one. Like I want to make one that he can like sit on, like a giant Highland cow kind of a thing. Not too big where he can't play with it, but like big enough where he can like sit on it, ride around on it, like, you know. So with that being said, have I ever made a Highland cow? No. Do I know how to do this? No. Do I have a pattern that I'm following? Also, no. Am I just doing this from a dream and a hope? Yes, 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 I am. If you were new to my channel, this is what I do a lot with my baking, with my knitting, with my crocheting. I literally will dream something up and then try to make it. A lot of trial and error. I always have to start and restart these projects like a million and one times. But I hope this inspires you that you can make something with a limited amount of knowledge and a limited amount of time, but faith in yourself that you can do it. So this is the beginning. This is the color that I'm working with. Okay. Look at this very Highland cow color. I'm going to work on making the head first because I feel like the head is the most important part. If I make the body first and use up most of this for the body, I won't have enough for the head. And I only have 3 of these because that's all that they had at the store. So I'm limited on actual size. So we're going to work on the head. I also have the snout color, the horns color, and I have a black somewhere, I think. But I have all this stuff to make it. So this is the main body color, head color. Um, and then I have this color for the snout and horns and maybe even the little feetsies. We will see. And so, yeah. Ooh, this one's soft. They're soft in different ways. They're also different brands. That's probably why. Okay. So we are going to get started. Let's start making the head. I will check in once I have it. I think I'm going to do a size 10 hook, 10 millimeter, just because on the wrapping that this came in, that's what it says to use. So future Misha here, or whatever. The size 10 didn't work. So the size 10 was leaving like little gaps and holes. So I sized down to a size 8 hook, and it's much closer together because I am gonna have to stuff this with stuffing. So I didn't want the stuffing to be able to be seen or being pulled out by the baby. So yeah, so we're going to go with an 8 millimeter hook. All right. Here's one of the worst parts about making things without a pattern. I have to take this apart because look at how flat this part is. It is just, I was thinking with the snout, it'll look good, and then the eyes, but like actually looking at it, it doesn't look like a head. It just looks more like a hat, and this is going to be my 5th restart. But I want this to be perfect, so we're restarting. I started this one with a magic circle and a 7 in the middle, and I think that's why it's too flat. So I think I'm going to do a magic ring and start with a 6. Like, look at this. Would be so great if I was making something flat, like, you know what I mean? But we are not. I want something with a little bit more curvature, more like a head. So let me undo all of this hard work and get this rewrapped, and then we're gonna magic ring it. If you've never done a magic ring before, there are so many tutorials on how to do it properly. I just kind of wrap it around my fingers. Oops, sorry, that slid. And then after I get the first one, I take it off my fingers. I know a lot of people leave it on. I just don't. And it, like, I just hold the end and just weave my way through it. That's how I do it. Everybody does it differently. This is just what works for me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just what works for me. Everybody, like I said, does it differently to get their magic ring, but I'm gonna do 6, and then we're just gonna get into the project. I'll come once I have more done. Hopefully it will not be flat and look more head shaped. Okay, so I finished the head. Look how cute he is. Now I'm going to work on the snout. I'm going to crochet the eyes, and then I have the horns and ears, and then I'll do the body, and then I'll add the hair last. So this is the color I'm going to use for the snout. I think they look cute together, so I'm going to get started on that, but the head is done. So the head is finished, and I've added the snout. Now, I usually use safety eyes for these kind of projects. However, I seen somebody crochet eyes that I thought would be so cute for this little cow. So I made my own version for this little Highland. Look, I think they're gonna be so cute. I also crocheted the horns that I need to attach. So hold on, let me get those. Like so. Now all I have left are the ears to make, and then I will connect everything. But this is where we're at so far. Hi guys. So I have been sick, and so I haven't filmed in a little bit, and my voice is still a little gone. But I wanted to show you guys where we're at with the Highland cow that I'm making. Look at how cute. Okay, so I actually crocheted the eyes. I did a circle, and then I just did like the little white outline. Look how cute it came out. I seen somebody else do that on TikTok, and I thought that looks so cute. I want to try. Now, in comparison, this is how big, like, I want this Highland cow to be big enough for the baby to sit on so he can like play ride it and stuff, you know? So yeah. So here's where we are at. I'm working on the body right now. However, doing this without a pattern, I'm like struggling with shaping of the body. So I've had to start a few times over, but I've also been sick and took a couple of days off. So my next question is, once the body is attached, do I make a neck? And how do I make a neck? Do I just, we'll see once the body's done how we're going to do everything from there. But this is our little Highland cow head. So I have been working on the body for my little Highland cow, or he's a larger Highland cow. And now I fear that I made the body way too big. But Highland cows are kind of fat. So like, and also, do cows have necks? Like, this is where I'm at. I'm going to start the decreasing soon. But like, here's his size. He's supposed to be pretty big though. He's supposed to be like a larger plushie. So I'm just worried that his body is going to be too big for his head. And then also, do I add a neck? And then I have to do the little hoofies and the tail. But I really do love how his little facey came out. But right now I'm just working on the body. So would he connect like this? Maybe once I get the stuffing in here, I can make some decisions. Look how cute he is. Okay, back to work. Okay, so I finished the body. Look at how cute it is. It's all nice and fluffy. But when I was like looking at putting the head on here, he definitely needs a neck. Like, if not, he's gonna look kind of funny. I feel like a neck would just like raise him up in the right angle. And I looked up Highland cows online, and they have necks. Now the question is, what size neck should I put? How big? How thick? You know what I mean? But I think he's gonna be so cute. Like, look at him. Look at him. All right, now I'm gonna work on the neck. Okay, so I finished and I added the neck. Here's what he looks like. Is he not so cute? But I'm worried that he's not big enough. I'm kind of afraid that he's a little smaller than I planned him to be. But he is super cute. So now I've got to work on his little feetsies and then add the little Highland hairs in the front. So let's get to that. So I finished one foot, like that. Oh my gosh, he's gonna be so cute. So let me get all four little feetsies done, put stuffing in them, and then get them on here, and let's see how he looks. Okay, you guys, so the little footsies are on, and I did his little tail, and he is done. Look how cute he is. Look at his little crazy Highland cow tail and his little crazy Highland cow bangs. He's a little Highland cow. What do you guys think? He's a little smaller than I intended him to be, but I mean, he's still a really good size. I just intended him to be like super, super massive. So super cute. What do you guys think? Doing this guy without a pattern was definitely a labor of love. I'm super glad that I gave him a neck though, because I feel like the neck like gives him so much character. Like he looks like the little cows that I looked up. I kept looking at what Highland cows look like on Google. So here's my Highland cow. I hope you guys enjoyed making this with me, and I will see you guys in my next project. I'm literally ending projects and then starting the next one right away. So thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh, and if you like this kind of content, make sure that you like, subscribe, and just know that I make a bunch of different types of videos. I make cooking videos, crocheting videos, knitting videos. I actually have, I'm going to try to make something completely different next. So I will see you guys for that video. Bye, guys.